everyone, Miss GoElectric here. If somebody's buying a pickup truck to do truck stuff like hauling or pulling, then they may not be concerned about what it looks like because they're using it as a tool. Well, the same could be said for cargo e-bikes. This here is the Lectric XPedition, which is a bike that does truck stuff. Now, out of all the e-bikes that I've reviewed, this has a maximum payload capacity of 450 pounds, which is the most that I've seen. And it also has 150 miles of range coming from these two big batteries back here, the most out of any cargo e-bike that I've reviewed. But is it any good? Let's find out.
The Lectric XPedition is shipped as a Class 2 e-bike, which means the motor can work up to 20 miles per hour using the pedal assistance and its half-twist throttle. The XPedition can also be unlocked to higher speeds and become a Class 3 e-bike, which will open up the top speed to 28 miles per hour. The throttle is capped at 20 miles per hour no matter what though. There are some setting adjustments you can make in the display screen to modify the pedal assistance performance by changing the sensitivity and strength. The XPedition has a 750 watt rear hub motor that delivers up to 1,310 watts peak and 85 Newton meters of torque. This e-bike operates using a cadence sensor. The UL certified battery operates at 48 volts with a capacity of 14 amp hours. That is equivalent to 672 watt-hours. Lectric gives you the choice of a single battery setup or dual battery for around $200 more, which provides 1.3 kilowatt-hours of capacity. This is the second largest capacity of any cargo e-bike we've reviewed, just shy of the 1.4 kilowatt-hour delivered by Flyer's L885's dual battery configuration. Both of the XPedition's batteries are easily removable. They can be charged on or off the bike. Lectric includes a 2-amp charger which should deliver a full charge in 4 to 6 hours. The manufacturer claims a maximum range of 75 miles on the lowest pedal assist and 50 miles on the lowest throttle settings for the single battery configuration. They tell buyers to expect up to 150 miles on the lowest pedal assist level or 100 miles at the lowest throttle setting with its dual battery configuration. The XPedition comes in an aluminum step-through frame in fog gray. It supports a wide range of rider heights from 4'11" to 6'5". The handlebar stem is adjustable, allowing you to choose if you want the handlebars forward to shift weight over the front wheel or back for an upright riding position. The stem also folds down for space savings while storing. The bike weighs 75 pounds and can support a total maximum payload capacity of 450 pounds. The rear cargo rack alone can support up to an impressive 300 pounds. These are hydraulic brakes with 180mm rotors that are 2.2 millimeters thick. The 7-speed cis-index shifter and tourney derailleur are made by Shimano. The front fork is rigid and the custom puncture-resistant Lectric tires are 20 inches in diameter and 3 inches wide with a slick tread. The monochrome display is basic, but clearly delivers the basics. There is a button to toggle cruise control. The integrated headlight and taillights are standard. The XPedition also comes with steel fenders, quick-release pedals, a dual-legged kickstand, and an integrated rear rack that has transparent plexiglass fitted to the rear frame to protect cargo and passengers from catching in the wheel or from debris flying up. The rear rack can accommodate a wide variety of accessories. I was really impressed by the variety of accessories that Lectric offers. Lectric declined to provide samples, but reviews on their website indicate solid quality. The rear rack also has 2 YEP windows so 2 child seats can be mounted. XPedition owners get Lectric's 1-year warranty, which is half the duration of competitors including Aventon and Velotric.
Alright, those specifications look pretty good, but let's take it out on the trail. Alright, I usually like to start my e-bike reviews by pedaling without any assist just to see what it would feel like if I ran out of battery. It would be highly unlikely considering I have 2 on here, but I will say it's much better than I expected. Even though this is a relatively heavy bike, it feels nice and comfortable, and that I could pedal, especially on this type of terrain, flat surface, not a lot of incline. I could do this pretty easily for the time that I would probably need to get back to where I could recharge. And I'm on the 2nd gear, so that's a good sign. But let's move up into the pedal assist modes and see how this power delivery is on this bike. All right, nice, smooth first pedal assist mode. I can hear that power disengage fairly quickly after I stop pedaling, so that's nice to know. Start to move up in those pedal assist modes. Let me get my shifter up. Ooh, a lot more power in the second pedal assist. And as you can see, I'm already at 15 miles per hour. Actually, I'm really impressed with how much power this has and what it feels like right now. Smooth sailing. Well, let's keep going. I could see this being a wonderful amount of power for the application, especially when you have kids or up to that 300-pound payload capacity on that rear rack. Wow. And it just feels like it keeps going. And I'm only on the third level of pedal assist. I'm at 20 miles an hour already. Let's just jump up to the 5th top pedal assist level here. Now, as you probably noticed, while I'm on that 5th pedal assist, it does give you a burst of power, so you really want to be careful. You want to probably start off in those lower assist levels until you get used to it, but let's get pedaling and see. Okay. So on this flat surface, I'm hitting about 21 miles an hour or so. So definitely wonderful for when you are maybe pulling a trailer or even having some passengers on the back or any kind of cargo back there. So really happy about that power delivery. I'm actually gonna stop right here and just see, actually let's go up to those markers because I wanna see how the throttle performs. So let's stop at these markers and do the throttle test. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the throttle seems to be tied to the pedal assist. So I'm in the 1st mode right now and it's nice and slow. Let's move up to the 5th mode. Oh yeah, so then it gives you full access to that power on the twist throttle to get right up to 20 miles per hour, 21 miles per hour, nice and easy. So really actually happy about this performance. 750 watt motor, but that peak of about 1300 watts is definitely noticeable. Now, as far as the riding position goes, I'm very upright. And with a bike like this, that's my preference. I really like a riding position where I'm comfortable and mostly in an upright position. Now, they do have wonderful grips here that are made of a rubberized material and have this paddle shape here. So it does make it comfortable for you if you're leaning forward a little bit. But I also think that this adjustable stem is a game changer. Not only can you easily twist the handlebars to come more towards you, but you can also bring this up and back for that riding position to be more upright. And I think that is really helpful in making it a more comfortable experience. Saddle's also pretty comfortable. I would like, in this case, something that's a little wider, but the material it's made out of feels very high quality. And since all of my weight is coming down from being in that upright position, it feels really comfortable with the type of foam they're using. The brakes feel really good. These are Zoom hydraulic brakes with 180 millimeter rotors, so the stopping power feels pretty good. Let's just do a quick braking test. Yep, right on a dime. Now, that's what you want when you have a lot of cargo too, and you want to have that comfort and safety when it comes to brakes with a heavier load. Hello, doggy. Lots of doggies out here today. Now for this type of a price point, I think it's fine to have more entry-level components from Shimano. At least it's a name brand here. 7-speed cis-index shifter and a tourney derailleur, I believe, back there. So that's just fine, especially if you're getting that lower price point out of this bike. No frills here, but it definitely gets the job done. Now this has an integrated front headlight and a rear taillight. Other cargo bikes that I've reviewed include turn signals, which I think if you kind of are using this as like, you know, a truck to do truck stuff, as I was saying in the intro, then having that capability to use it as a commuter as well, maybe taking the kids to school, things like that, it would be a great safety feature to have turn signals included. I do like this computer screen and how large the text is. Again, it's no frills, but it gets the job done and it gives you everything you need in a nice big font. Pretty happy with this power delivery. I typically would say I would prefer a torque sensor, and that's kind of my golden rule. But this cadence sensor isn't bad, especially when you consider the price of this bike. All right, well, let's head back and I'll share my final thoughts on the Lectric XPedition. All right, now that I've spent time on the Lectric XPedition, I want to share some of my thoughts on the ways I think they can improve with this bike and also the things I really enjoyed about it while I was riding. First, let's start with the things that I'd like to see improved. And the number one thing for me, for the most part, is that it is unrefined. Now from an aesthetic standpoint, I would say it's unrefined because there are some sloppy welds here and there on here. Also, the cables are a little chunky and messy up front, but the biggest thing for me is these batteries back here. I typically like to see them integrated into a frame where they're hidden, but they're both out here and very visible. Now, as far as mechanically unrefined, I would say that the tourney derailleur and the cis-index shifter are both crude and entry level, along with the fact that this has a cadence sensor. Now, I think it performs fairly well for a cadence sensor, but I would prefer a torque sensor because it provides a much smoother delivery and feels more natural when you're riding. I feel like if you're gonna have an e-bike that is like the truck of e-bikes and it's gonna do a lot for you, that should also include having it be a commuter and bring a couple passengers on the back. And if you are riding amongst traffic, you probably want a couple of things. One is turn signals, which I think this should have and it doesn't. And the other thing is some form of communication. And what I mean by that is a bell or some kind of an electric horn would be my preference. And so I'd like to see that here on the XPedition. Now I mentioned this was unrefined, but it also is basic. And I love the fact that this comes with steel fenders and the integrated headlight and tail light, but it doesn't come with anything else. And some of the other cargo e-bikes that I've reviewed have pegs or footboards that you can rest your legs on when you have a passenger back here. There's a seat or maybe even some kind of storage area and even a locking storage area or a basket. So keep in mind, you will have to buy those things separately here, and they have a variety on their website to choose from, but they are going to be extra. Another basic element of this bike is the computer display. It doesn't have any app connectivity, no anti-theft technology, or GPS locating, and those are things I really like to see, but for some people, they want a simple display that is very easy to use, and this definitely delivers on that side. Now, let's get into more of the things that I enjoyed about this bike. The biggest strength for this bike for me is the utility. Now that includes these two big batteries back here that offer up to 150 miles of range. It also includes that payload. I mean, this is probably double the payload that I've seen for a rear rack on any other e-bike that I've reviewed, with 300 pounds that you can put on the back here and an overall maximum payload capacity with a rider of 450 pounds. So that's very impressive. It also has plenty of power, plenty of speed, and it has cruise control, so you can really use this as a commuter as well. Another form of utility is accessories, and Lectric has been around for a long time and they've offered a wide variety available on their website to buy. And just look at how many attachment points are here. We have some right here on the frame through the step through and on the seat post in the front for a front basket. And all of these on the rear integrated rack to really make it very utilitarian. Another strength of this bike is that it has a widely adjustable geometry. The seat post can go all the way down for short riders, and it can go incredibly far up for those taller riders. It's probably the highest I've ever seen a seat post be able to go. The next thing is this handlebar situation allows you to, without tools, adjust the handlebars towards the rider or push down forward to make it the most comfortable for you. Now, this is a really wide step through design, making it easy to get on and off as well, but I love that it has this handle here, so if you do need to reposition it when you're storing it, then you can do so very easily. Now, one of the biggest complaints that I get from people who are shopping for a cargo bike is that they are really hard to store, but in the case of this bike, the seat post comes out and the handlebars fold all the way down. Actually, even the pedals come off really easily with a quick release, so that you can get this stored in a more compact way, and it should be able to fit into pretty much any kind of car, at least height-wise, for that reason. Now, I've reviewed a lot of dual battery bikes, and one thing about them is usually you have to manually switch over to the other battery once the first one runs out. And with this battery, how it works is that they actually drain at the same time, which there's a couple benefits to that. One, you don't have to manually switch over to the other battery, but the other thing is that it runs at higher voltage for a longer period of time, giving you better performance. One of the last positives I'd like to talk about is that Lectric has built up a great reputation. They have dealers all over the country, and they've made a very high volume of products. So I would be comfortable recommending something like this to my friends and family because I feel like they're going to be around for the long run. Well, if you want to learn more about the Lectric XPedition, please see the link in the description below. Lectric might help support the Miss GoElectric channel if they find we're helping their customers find the right bike for them. Well, until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go Electric.